Hey, everybody. Enough of this, enough of this, enough of this. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I'm here. The chief will be here in just a moment. Everybody, tell who you are and where you're from as we let everybody pile in. I'm Rob Tillman. Victoria, Argentina. We have California, Greg, OKC. Where you from? Where you from? Raleigh, South America, Colombia, Tampa, Jersey. Come on, let's get it in here. This is the single most important Chief Chat we've had all year. I started off with a little joke and playful, but this is going to be so serious about what we need to share with you all. So you got to get in here. We have to see where you are. Portland. All right. Washington, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Toronto. Hey, some more Pittsburgh. Ireland. All right. We're in Ireland. South Africa. LA. All right. Chicago. Argentina. There we go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Northern Cal. It looks like it's going to be a packed house today. UK, SoCal, Canada, Prague. Hey, David. Dublin. There we go. Good stuff. Pakistan. I don't think you all are ready for what you're about to get today and what's coming up. Mexico. East Tennessee. That's a place. VA. All right. As everybody keeps piling in here, we'll get ready to kick this thing off. I hope everybody sees what's behind me. You see behind me what we're getting rid of today? We're getting rid of regret, jealousy, impatience, excuses, fear, narcissism, laziness, and doubt. All of those things have to go. We're not taking them into 2024. So we're going to prepare you all and give you everything you need to know. Jarvis is talking to me over here. Costa Rica in the house, Ottawa, Canada, Montreal. Okay, so everyone, super important question. I want everyone in the chat to put, did you reach your goals in 2023? It's a very simple question. Yes or no. Yes, you reached your goals, or no, you didn't reach your goals in 2023. No. No. I see a yeah, but there's a lot of no's. Everyone with a no, don't feel bad. That's why we're here. That's why we called this emergency session, because we want to make sure that exactly a year from now, it doesn't look that way. Whole lot of no's. That's what we're here for. A question for you. Imagine 1 year from now. What do you want the answer to be for did you reach your goals in 2024? I want you to write 2024-yes or no. Hey, Chief.
Hey, buddy. How's this? Is this better?
Yep, all good.
All right, good.
There we go. 2024. Hell yes. That's what I want. Hell yeah. There we go. Everybody's looking for 2024 to be their best year yet, Chief.
All right.
That's what they're looking for. That's what they want from us.
And that's what we're going to deliver. And as Rob was saying, I like to have fun. We like to have fun. But this is pretty serious. And let me give you some context. First of all, look where I am. I'm at my buddy Mira's studio here in Tampa. It's incredible. And let me show you also. This is where we're going to do our event from, our Crossroads event, and I will be seeing everybody at the event on these screens right in front of me. This is as close as you can get to a live event environment like we just had in Nashville. And it reminds me every time we do an in-person event or any kind of event like this in a studio where we can see and interact with you, how much of a difference that makes. And so the reason Rob and I are holding this event on December 6th and 7th called the Copywriting Crossroads Summit is because we need to be with you. We need your full attention for 2 days. We're going to go 6 hours a day over 2 days because honestly, guys, no joking around here. We are at a crossroads. We are at a bit of a crisis in freelance copywriting. And why do I say that? Because you know me. If you know me, you know I'm not a hype guy. I'm not a guy who's going to try to scare you into giving me a few $100s so I can try to tell you it's going to be okay. It's not what I do. Not what I've ever done. There's a reason I've had Copy Chief and been around this business 20 years and been have a community for 9 years because I shoot you straight. I have spent this entire year huddling up, as you can see in the photos behind me, with the best in the business. It started with Brian Kurtz's Titans event in April, where I sat with Jay Abraham and I sat with Sam Woods and I sat with obviously Brian and so many of the best in the business. Then in Nashville, copy chiefs from the big publishers like Kelly Brown and Michael Ford, Steve Sashin from Zero Shoes, major clients who work with copywriters every single day. Okay. And then I went to Todd Brown's Legends Lock-In event and I sat with the best in the business, Rich Sheffrin, Justin Goff, John Benson, Perry Marshall, okay? People who live and breathe and sit in this environment, this world we all live in every single day at the highest level. And just like all of you, 1 year ago, last November, a tsunami came into their beach in their town called ChatGPT and completely changed everything. There's October of 2022 and then there's November of 2022, and the only thing everybody knew is that nobody knew what this year was going to look like, what now was going to look like. And now we know. Okay. And what I hoped would happen is pretty much what happened, which is AI and machine learning and large language models are a tool that are going to greatly enhance and have greatly enhanced our ability to do great work. But my hope was that there would be a place where their capabilities end and only a human can come in and take over and do what we need to do in marketing to actually sell products. And I'm happy to tell you that is the consensus of the best in this business. Again, I sat with people like Perry Marshall. Like this is, if you know anything about Perry Marshall, that dude is on another plane. A guy like Donnie French, who spends millions of dollars, probably monthly, in his company Performance Golf, promoting both digital and physical products. Okay. This is a guy who told me he spent $300,000 on copywriters just to improve his upsell sequence over the last year. So what we know for sure is there is a place where AI and the bots end, and there's a place where the humans begin. And that's good news for us because it means that if you are considered one of the best, a specialist in a thing that the bots can't do all the way, you are in the catbird seat. You're set up to have the best year of your career in copywriting. But it also means that a lot of people walking around right now calling themselves copywriters aren't going to make it. They're not going to be copywriters anymore, whatever that means. The way I want you to think of it is this. If what you do for your clients right now as a copywriter is a nice to have, it's going to be replaced. That's going to be botitized. There's no more nice to haves. There's no more middle ground. There's no more getting by. There's no more good enough. If you're serious about a career in copywriting and you're serious about longevity and really want to take advantage of how you'll be looked upon as a specialist and one of the best, this is what we want to help you do. And this is why I want you for 2 days to sit with me in the studio in a very hands-on interactive summit. So we can explain to you exactly what's going on and what to do next. Now, if anybody here doesn't know Rob, my twin there on the other side, Rob is the guy I've been working with for a year now behind the scenes. He understands AI, machine learning, large language models, the history of technological overtakes in industries better than anybody I know. Rob has spent most of his life and career in the corporate world, consulting aerospace companies, consulting manufacturing companies, recruiting to help companies who have fired groups of people because of some new capability and then have to bring people back because they find out those capabilities end somewhere. Okay, so Rob is the smartest guy I know on what's about to happen to our industry. And that's why he's going to be here in the studio with me during this summit. And so I just want to let you know what's happening. And to me, the most important thing you can do is go sign up for that summit. I'll tell you right now, the price of it, because again, there is no trickery here. It's $299 to join this summit. That is as cheap as I can possibly make it and afford to do it the way we need to do it. I am not here to I don't need to make a profit off this event. I need your attention. I want to help you. I want you to block off those 2 days and come join us. And we are going to hands-on coach you through what to do next. And one other thing I want to say, and Rob, I hope I'm not stealing all your stuff here. Again, Rob has an engineer's mindset. We're going to give you a 111-day plan for what to do. And now, why 111 days? Why not just a 90-day plan for January through March? There's a reason for that. Because those 21 days, starting right after this summit that begin on December 12th, are critical. There's 2 or 3 things we need you to do in those 21 days before January 1st and 2nd arrive that are going to put you ahead. And you think, what can I do in 21 days? Well, you're going to see at the event, because everybody else is going to wake up and rub the crust out of their eyes and get over that hangover on January 2nd. And they're going to be way behind because they're just going to get started on their plan, and it's going to take them 30 days to even think about anything they need to be doing. And you're going to be already sitting there bright-eyed in the front row waiting on the right kind of clients. All right, so that's all the hype I want to give you. Go.copychief.com /Crossroads. We'll put the links. There's the links for you. I don't even know what's on the page right now because it isn't live. We don't go live, and you can't buy this until Tuesday. But I want to make sure you know about it right now. So enough of me promoting the event. I want to get that out of the way so we can spend the next 45 minutes telling what you need to know to start thinking ahead already. So Rob, there's my full preamble.
There you go. Important. And very important is you use this word, Kev. You use the word need. I don't think they really understand that they need to be doing something before 2024 starts. Can I give a little context to that?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So one of the reasons why we're doing this virtual summit is because so much has happened. Again, we just got through doing an event in Nashville, and it was an incredible event, and everybody was all hyped up, and we're getting ready for all the things that are going to come in 2024 for us. But then we started seeing this avalanche of things. Just here in November, and we're only to the 17th day of November, just in November, Amazon, X formerly Twitter, OpenAI, Google, and a whole host of other people all released that they're going all in, and they've updated their models. They've given new functionalities. They've done all these different things. They have models now that are going to be running 2 trillion data points. It's just insane what they're doing with these models. And there's 2 things that happen with that. The first thing I want you to understand is the opportunity with that. The opportunity is that with most of these models, regardless of what they keep telling you, they are not humans. They cannot do the things that great humans do. And you hear that term I use, great humans. Everybody on this call, you all are creatives, and creatives have this greatness in them. And what we need to do is make sure that for these 21 days before you get into 2024, that you understand what that is, because it's going to be vitally crucial for you to position yourself at that time as not one of these bots. If what you're doing right now, I'll give like a little spotlight. If what you're doing, like Kev said, if what you're doing doesn't move the needle, if what you're doing doesn't challenge somebody to take an action, you're getting replaced. There's no way you're going to be able to handle that. The bots can do all of those things. The bots are content creation machines that run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they're going to run 365, just generating and churning and churning and churning and churning all this content. But the difference is content has already been proven that it's not the same thing as conversions. When he was talking about Donnie and what he does, he's looking for a human because he knows that there's something that happens between a human and a human that encourages a human to take that action. Copywriting at its core is persuasion. It's persuading a human, not a bot, to take an action. And what we want to do is make sure that you are fully capable of positioning yourself that you're not a bot, that people don't think you're a bot, that they know that you're the best of the best at what you do. When you're the best of the best, I'm going to share with you something crazy that happens. So I just got some feedback from one of the people that's in our mentorship program. And part of that feedback was how hard it was to do outreach. They were talking about, oh my goodness, it's getting harder. It's getting harder. I've been on these platforms, Upwork. I'm blowing through so many credits. I'm blowing through so many of these connects trying to get work. Anybody else here in Upwork? Anybody use Upwork or have been using Upwork for a while? Because you can confirm that what I'm saying is not a joke, that it costs more to try to make a connection, and people are getting ghosted left and right. That they're no longer people that are out here just searching to find that person, because that platform, like so many others, is full of people who all they're using is bots, and they might as well just be bots. So people are getting a bit turned off by those things. One of the things Kevin has always stressed is about making sure you understand your bad signal, making sure you understand you operate by the pro code, and making sure that you understand your value and how to build a business instead of just being a person who's getting flung around by everybody else's whims.
Exactly right. Rob, I want to repeat what you said on one of our coaching calls the other day, that what humans have that bots can never have. You remember the word?
Experiences. There's no doubt the key to what's in your life, and this is super important. So we have people on this call that are just getting started. We're not telling you don't get in. We have people in this call that have been in the business for 20 years. We're not telling you to run. What we're telling you to do is we're telling you that there's something you're going to have to lean into more than you've ever leaned into before. What you're going to have to lean into is your humanity, which is based around your experiences. Now think about this. If you're on this call, then you live some sort of life, and you've had your ups, you've had your downs, you've had heartbreak, you've had all these different things that happen. Those are experiences. Those are something the bot can never have. A bot can't experience anything. A bot knows how to tell you a story. A bot can actually tell you a story, but that story is full of steps. The difference between our stories are they're full of nuance, They're full of little precise details that only a human can pick up and give to another human. They're full of all the things that assist us in understanding how we connect with other humans. And it doesn't matter if you're a teacher. It doesn't matter if you have an art background. It doesn't matter if you have a background in engineering. It doesn't matter if you have a background in just accounting. It doesn't matter what your specific background is. All of us came from different places to this incredible craft. And every one of us have different experiences that are really going to have to be leaned into. And we're going to really do a lot of that in the Crossroads Summit. We're going to really focus in and lean in on human experience because we want to give you what it takes to get over the edge and be really successful in 2024.
Yeah. And so when I say, and this is my kind of my headline for this whole thing, because again, when I was sitting in the event, Todd Brown's event, the Legends Lock-In, and consider who's this. I don't know if you've seen the photos or heard about, who was there, but I'm looking around this table and I'm just going, wow. And inevitably, when you sit in a mastermind group like that for 8 hours, as we did, somebody emerges as the most sort of clued in person at the table, just by nature. It always happens. And in this case, it was Donnie French. And a few things struck me. And one was that the reason Donnie had the most, and by the way, not a guru, Donnie. Most of you, I hadn't heard of him. Todd didn't know him before this event. It was Rich who told Todd he needed to bring in Donnie. But what struck me was volume. Donnie's dealing in the most volume, hundreds of thousands of ad impressions and testing all kinds of variables and testing bot copy against human copy and testing different ways to communicate and have dialogue with the audience and the buyers and the prospects. And when a guy like that tells me that he's willing to spend $300,000 to improve an upsell sequence. Now, granted, an upsell sequence is an important part of a cold traffic campaign. Yes. But that's not including a VSL, along emails, the long form copy. That's just the upsell. That's how much money real direct response companies are willing to spend on things they know only a human can do. And it strikes me in those moments when I'm in a room with those kinds of people and I say, boy, I wish every copywriter I know and that I coach was sitting here right now over my shoulder hearing this conversation, because I'm telling you, most of the stuff people sit around wringing their hands about in this industry, at least if you're looking on Facebook and in those kinds of places, nothing wrong with being social, but it's so easy to have your world shrink because people spout out ideas and they spout out theories and they spout out things, and we want to know what's going on. And so it's easy to grab little parts of it and form what we think is our thinking around the thing, but it's not reality. And so I feel very privileged to be in those rooms because it broadens my mind to what really matters in this business we call marketing. And you are a copywriter. Copywriters are unique and special for the fact that our job is to provide the human element, the connection, the communication, right? To other humans. And that is everywhere the bots fall short, as Rob said. Sucks at story, sucks at, sharing anything that feels like an experience. And here's what to understand. Look, there may come a time, a couple generations from now, where none of this matters, where the bots are able to mimic that in the generations of people who grew up like my kids did, looking at screens and having a huge part of their social life exist on a screen. It may be less important. It's some 2 generations down the line that there's a human involved in this process. But right now, for the people with money to spend, They notice the difference. They know when something feels off. So we have this window right now where we get to step in and provide that connection, fill that gap. Because we study this business, we understand persuasion. This is the kind of stuff as copywriters we obsess on every day, right? Psychology, persuasion, how to sell, how to negotiate. You have to understand something. That's what copywriting is. The words are like third or fourth on the list of things we do, everybody. It's ideas, it's the ability to sell, it's psychology, it's persuasion. Sure, we want to be good at the words, but you can get 3 or 4 people who pretty good writers to make some copy work and sound better. But what you uniquely bring to it is your perspective, your knowledge, your experience, your life, your copywriting DNA, as I like to call it. Okay. And I'm telling you, now is the time to identify that, embrace it, and announce it to this industry. What do you do? And I'm not saying it has to be somebody nobody's ever done before. We're going to tell you during the summit, here are the 3 or 4 things, areas that you need to specialize in. And you don't have to be the only person. You don't want to be the only person doing that. It's just that what you're putting out on LinkedIn, on social media, on your website, describing what it is you do cannot look like something a bot can do. You see, because here's what's happening. If people like Donnie French have already arrived at this place where he knows I need the bots because they're making some things more efficient, but I definitely need the humans to chief the bots. A lot of other companies and clients are about to come to that same realization. This is why 2024 is so critical. And maybe some of you have been coming across this, and some of the people we coach were coming across this. You can feel from clients maybe who used to be good clients that they want to go find out if they can just have a bot do what you do. And you know what? If you love somebody, set them free. They need to go try. You can't control, you can't stop them from doing that. Let them go try, and then they're going to find the limitations on their own dime, and then they're going to come back. So all we can do right now is worry about the people who already get it. And believe me, there's enough to go around.
More than enough. And a lot of the chat is popping about people are trying to understand. They're trying to figure out 2 things, Kev.
Okay.
One of the things is really to say, but I'm just really trying to get started in this business, and I'm trying to figure out who I am and what I'm doing, and is this for me? And can I make that name? Is it too late for me to get into copywriting?
No, that's and I say this you'll see the full kind of event, my sales letter, frankly, Tuesday that goes out. What do I mean by the best? Because I know that's intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, I thought a lot about, do I want to even say you got to be one of the best? The best means everything I just ranted about. The best means understanding what you can do best. What do you, as a copywriter, what's the best version of you as a copywriter? So it's the best you. It's not the best in the business. Best is a subjective term. I mean, we know who the top people are. We can sit here and name them, but there's only one of them each, and they can't work with every client. And so it's about modeling some people who are considered the best. Because, like I said, I'm sitting across from Dan Ferrari. I'm sitting across from Justin Goff. I'm sitting across from John Benson and Todd Brown. They're all doing better than they've ever done in their careers because of this reason. So we look at them and we go, okay, well, what did they do that I feel naturally inclined to be good at? And then, guys, here's the difference. You want to understand? Maybe I'll make an acronym for this. Here's what I mean by the best. What it really means is focusing your energy on one thing that you can do really well and effectively and being great at that. What we need to stop doing is trying to learn everything and trying to be good at everything. Let's just say you choose email. Great. Okay. Which part of email? Are you a master of the welcome sequence? Are you master of the onboarding, the upsell, the cart abandonment? You can start that simply, right? You can get super niche about it, but what you can't be is like, I'm a copywriter. I'll write whatever you need. Oh yeah, email. I'm good at that. Oh, webinars. I can do those. Oh, VSL. Yeah, I've written a couple of those. Then they're gonna go, what does this person actually do and obsess on? That's gonna make them uniquely qualified to come improve that part of my funnel.
And that term unique, Kev, guess what? I see some chat popping up here, and that's a great question to really pop into that uniqueness. So we have someone in here, and they're saying, you know what? As a person from abroad, I feel sometimes I wish I had the American stories with me, the old ads, pop culture, things to connect with people. I feel I lack some of those things. What is your recommendation? And I have two words as a recommendation: Evaldo Albuquerque.
Yeah.
He's from Brazil. Barely spoke the language, became one of the greatest financial copywriters. He's a king of financial copy. And one of the reasons why is because he leaned into specifically, I'll put the name, he leans directly into who he is. He doesn't try to be someone else. He has his own particular take on it. And what he found out was by making the copy simpler and making sure that he could understand it and people who were similar to him could understand it, then it actually just blew the doors off of a lot of other copy. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what your obsession is. It doesn't matter what your skill set is. And that's one of the things that I'm going to bring to this is also we all have a few different talents. One of my talents is I'm the person who brings out what is really in you and make sure that the world can see it. So if you've only done this for a little bit, don't you worry about it. The key is going to be how do you share your experience and your stories? And the word I use a lot is this word bridge. A lot of the things I did in my past, people, if I didn't help build the bridge, they wouldn't know that that happened. If I just said, hey, I worked in aerospace, they're like, well, what does it have to do with copywriting? Hey, I worked in automotive. Well, what does that have to do with aerospace? Hey, I did this. Everything you share and everything you tell people, it's your responsibility. And you all as copywriters, I'm going to teach you all some hacks and some things and frameworks that you can use to make it so it's easy to express what your unique DNA is, how you can make sure that you position it so that people don't even question. They won't even question anything about you. They'll just say, take my money, sign me up.
Yeah. And I want to point out one other thing. Look, you go, okay, well, Kev, if you've made this cheap, and I know $300 isn't cheap for everybody, but it's literally as affordable as I can make this event and with all the expenses, right? And you go, well, what's your agenda? Here's part of my agenda. If you don't know this about me, at this point in my career, having Copy Chief for 9 years, obviously I coach, do a lot of one-on-one coaching. I work with freelancers to grow their career. I guide freelancing careers. That's really what I do. There are people in Copy Chief who are better than me at copywriting, at coaching copywriting at this point in my career. I'm thrilled for that. But what I wake up obsessed with every day is helping freelance copywriters have better careers, helping creatives understand the business landscape. That's a special place in my heart because, as you may recall, I was a stand-up comic for 10 years before I even found copywriting. And I was a mess as a business person, a mess. Okay. Now, what I get to do with most of my time in the way that I can change lives the most is making connections with companies who want to hire best in category copywriters. In the last 4 months alone, I've placed copywriters in key roles, leadership roles, with Tony Robbins, with Marie Forleo. I filled Grant Cardone's entire writing team last year. Okay. at big companies, serious companies, dedicated direct response companies, and obviously tons more whose names you may not recognize, Growth Institute, Miracy. I need you guys to be the kind of people I can get them excited about hiring. Because every time they come pluck one of my folks that I've been working with for a while, I need someone else to step up and be ready for a role like that. Or sometimes people come and they want to fill a 10 or 20 person team. We put 15, 16 people over at Cardone. They're not looking for generalist copywriters. I need to replenish my talent pool with people who I can say they're a specialist in this. Oh, they're one of the best at this. And again, don't get intimidated by the best. They're not gonna get on a call with you and fold their arms and go, so I hear you're one of the best. Let me see what you got. That's not the proposition. They trust me. So now I need to trust you and say, I know this person. I know the kind of work they do. They're certified through Copy Chief as this kind of writer. You can trust them. They follow the pro code. They're good people. They'll show up. They'll do what they say they're going to do. Do not discard the fact that you have good character as a major asset as a freelancer. The biggest thing, clients who come to me at all levels, the thing they're the most afraid of is finding a bad person. Not someone who's not great at their skill. They're willing to help develop somebody to become great for them, for what they need written. They're scared to find a bad person who's going to leave them hanging, who's not going to come through. And the problem is, they go on Facebook and they say, hey, I need a copywriter. And they think, and they get inundated with people who don't know what they're doing, who were taught to treat this like biz op, to make bold, crazy, outrageous promises, and then do your best. And if it doesn't work out, oh, well, you weren't getting paid anyway. You see that kind of bad apple thinking that we've been dealing with for the last 2-3 years, and they're all burnt and they're all scared. So the people that come to me go, Kev, can you promise me you'll send me good people? I promise you I'll send you good people. That's all we've ever had in Copy Chief. We don't tolerate fools in Copy Chief. And so I'm having to protect my reputation. And so I'm asking you to let me help you step up and be the kind of person I can proudly recommend to the kind of companies who are coming to me, because they pay me to send them good people. I don't charge copywriters for making these connections. When I make a call and say, hey, would you like to meet the team of Tony Robbins to become their new head of copy? And that person says, are you kidding? That would change my life. And I say, it's happening Tuesday. I don't get a finder's fee. I don't ask them I'm not an agent. I'm not a manager. I'm getting paid by the company because they know my reputation. Okay. So I'm not bragging. I'm just giving you some facts. That is my agenda. Part 2 of my agenda with this. My first agenda is to just give you this information so you don't go wandering into the world. Look, because we've spent this last year hoping or trying to not look. If I don't look at it, it's Medusa. If I don't look at it, it'll go away and it can't turn me to stone. It's a year later, guys. We can't hide anymore. But we do have an opportunity. It's just, but there's no more getting by. It's now or never. So
You made that
number
post, Kev. I'm sorry. You made that post and you basically said it's time to get on board or step aside.
Yeah.
And everybody needs to realize that. And one of the reasons why I have this behind me is really because of that. The reason why I chose this background today is because everybody needs to realize something important. We need to get over all these things. If you don't make 2024 your best year, you're going to look at it just the same as today. When I asked that question to begin, I said, hey, it's 2023, met your goals. Have you done the things you want to do? Don't you regret it? That's what you feel. We feel regret when we know we should have did something else and we didn't do it. So we get that regret. Another thing that happens, and I see a couple different things happen in the chat, and people say, well, this person has this advantage, this person has this advantage. The answer is jealousy. Just get rid of it. Don't worry about it. You are not competing with other people. There is somebody for you that is looking for specifically what you have. They're not looking for the next Kevin Rogers. They're not looking for the next Rob Tillman. They're looking for the first you, and you positioning yourself in some way. Now, this one right here, impatience. The reason why people jump from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing, and the reason why so many people won't really just lean in, and that's where we're really going to focus in. Your 111-day plan. It is about leaning in. It's about focus. It's about having patience with yourself. That it's not just a switch that you flick on. It takes time. We're going to give you the guidance. We're going to tell you what it takes for those first and most important 21 days. We'll give you everything you need to do so that when you get to 2024, you're already running and you're not still just stretching or doing the crazy things like that. I see a couple things in the chat, and there are excuses for everything anybody can give. And this is also with clients. They're going to give you excuses. But if you are ready and prepared and you know how to stand on the pro code, you don't stand by excuses. We don't give excuses why we didn't do something. We just find a way to get it done. There are tons of clients who hire from everywhere around the world, self-included. I don't care where a person is from. I don't care what their background is. All I care is, can they give me the results I want? That's all we care about. Yeah. In the business side of things, all we care about are results. And we care about that word that was also in there, which is trust. We want to know we can trust you. And there are some things that sometimes freelancers do, and we'll go into that in the summit too, Kev. You know, we already had that section for that we go into the things that you do that make people not trust you. There's some things that a lot of people do that make them not able to be trusted. So it actually sparks fear. We got to get over all those things. We have to get ready and do this, because Kev's not playing. You're either going to be in or you're going to be out. We want the people who are serious about this thing. We're going to work with you, and we'll make sure that you are positioned properly and that you're in. But we don't want people who just want to play with this thing. That we don't even have enough time anymore to play with people. You're fully in this thing or you're not.
100%. So look, questions, direct questions. I know you've been asking them and making comments, but want to make sure we make time.
Yeah.
What's on your mind directly about this? What have you been thinking before this moment? I'm hoping that we're getting through. You can see we're very passionate about this. And again, if you know me and you know my history, I'm not a hype guy. I can't lie. I can't pretend to be up in arms about something or super excited about something that I'm just not. And this is a direct result of me spending this year trying to answer this question of, man, what does this really actually mean? Is this going to go away? Is this going to slip into our normal everyday lives and not be that big of a deal? Could be. Is it more like Sam Woods has been saying? Mm-hmm. Sam Woods has been all that year going, you got 6 months. I'm like, Sam, what can happen in 6 months? Sam came to our event in April. There's 40 of us in a room, gave a talk, and he's like, Sam, how, you got 6 months. I'm like, Sam, what can happen in 6 months? We didn't get replaced in 6 months, but here we are at the end of 2023. And as Rob said, hey guys, this is your business. Take a minute to watch the DevDay recording from OpenAI. That's the CEO of OpenAI, the guy behind ChatGPT, telling you what they're doing and what they plan to do and what happened last year, what it can do, what it can't do, what they hope it's going to do. That's your future. You should really watch that thing.
Well, just some simple takeaways from it. I'll give a couple simple takeaways because this may encourage them to watch it and actually understand this thing. The first thing they need to realize is that is a business, okay? That thing started off as a non-for-profit, and then they said, no, this thing is going to be a business. Microsoft invested tons of money into it. They got other investors, and that thing is a business. They are driving this thing to be highly profitable. That's what their job is. And they're going to do everything they can in any angle they can to make sure that it is a tool that people use for business. And actually, one of the things that happened was they actually squashed that DevDay, squashed hundreds of startup companies that thought they were going to be copywriters. Because they said, oh, all I'm going to do is I'm just put something on top of ChatGPT and it's going to be a copywriting tool and I'm going to be rich. And the answer is they just squashed all of that.
In one day. Yeah.
In one day. Everybody's dreams and that went away. The second thing they did was they hinted to what is coming in 2024. They were saying, hey, if you think you saw something now, you haven't seen anything yet. They're letting us know. They're leaning all the way in. And every single person needs to be prepared before they lean in, because when they lean in, if you don't have an identity, if you haven't positioned yourself to say, I am this who, and we'll talk about what that means, it's going to be a hard trek. People have come and gone in copywriting. Kevin Rogers, 20 years in the game, man. Think about how many people you've seen come and go. They've come and gone, right? When people want the person who can connect them to the best copywriters, that's who you're known for, right? They know you can find them the person. If they want somebody trained up, if they want the best trained people, who do they go to? They don't go to Craigslist. They don't start posting on Reddit. They don't start making Facebook posts. Hey, can somebody help me find this thing? They don't post on Instagram. They don't post. They go to the person because that's what he's known for. He's built his name and reputation on that, and he's constantly getting other people jobs. But the biggest thing that he struggles with, and Kev, I'm going to reframe it for everybody. One of the things that you struggle with is that people refuse to specialize and say, here's my line in the sand and here's who I'm going to be. So how can you recommend them if they aren't willing to tell the world who they are?
Right. It's exactly right. And look, I only have so much space in my own mental Rolodex. I have a whole team, and it's part of their job is to know you. But still, when people come and they need a specialist, say in a less popular niche, we have to really sit back and think, and then we have to post and find a person. And usually we come through, but that just shows how much room there is. Okay. We think of, like, when we think of direct marketing, we think of finance, we think of health, we think of coaching, we think of the standard things. Guys, there are so many industries. You understand? Everybody's talking about the economy and the economy. Guess what happens when the economy gets tight and people are fearful? They get really smart about their money. They stop wasting, just like we all do. Beginning of month, hey, all right, yeah, I'll take fries with that. End of the month, nah, right? It's just human nature.
But they don't stop spending, do they? Tell them, Kev, they don't stop spending. They're not stopping.
They're going to spend smarter. They're going to scrutinize their results more. So that means companies that used to do, let's say, billboards or placement ads in trade magazines, now they're going direct response. It's like, I can't hope that putting my image everywhere will magically bring new leads into my business that I can't track. I need to know if I spend money on an ad, I can tell if it was effective or not. You see?
So you mean that people can't deposit likes into the bank? Kevin, you're telling me that people on this earth can't take 1,000 likes and go to the bank and say, I'd like to make a deposit. Go ahead and just give me a receipt for that. They can't take 10,000 likes to the bank.
We're still unevolved, Rob. The banks don't get it. They don't get it.
They got that content, right? They get all this content and they can't, but that's what they were told. They were told just to write stuff that people liked. They were told to do the stuff that brings people smiles and makes them feel good, right? So you're saying with your own mouth that they actually have to do what copywriting is? And they have to
Yeah.
learn from the people who know what copywriting is, what actual persuasion is, that allows a person to understand this choice is better for them, not just to passively click a button and click a like. That
I
can't
know.
be.
There's
That's
work
what's going to
involved.
happen in 2024, that people are going to stop getting paid for likes and they're actually going to have to do what copywriting is and make a conversion.
Yeah.
Man, it's
It's
going to be
harsh.
hard.
I know it's harsh,
It's going to be
man.
hard.
It's harsh. But that's exactly what people care about. Again, everything's a cycle. You guys see it. You've been around, you've been watching. I remember Clubhouse. Who's still on Clubhouse? Who woke up and got on Clubhouse this morning? That was supposed to be it's a revolution. What do you
Wait.
get?
I'll do my favorite. I'll do my Tom. I'm your first friend. I'm your first friend, right? Come on, everybody. I'll be your first friend. I'll be Tom, right?
So
Everything comes and goes.
yeah,
We are not in this business for the flash in the pants. We're not playing those games. Uh, People know I'm excitable, but I'm very actionable. I am not the pep talk guy. I'm the prep talk guy. Everybody in the community can actually attest to it. I actually see one name and I'm going to ask him to do something if he will. He can say, no, I won't, and it's not going to hurt my feelings. But I see John DeCamp in this call,
man.
and I want John to just write yes or no. Did I give him very specific actions for how to position himself with zero experience? With absolutely zero experience, I gave him a way to do cold outreach that'll prove that he's not a bot, that'll give him that gives everybody an understanding that is a real human with experiences. Fact or fiction? Coming through, coming through. There it is. Everybody can read it for themselves. John, also do one more thing for me. Tell them I had no idea you'd be here, and there was no prep for this thing. That is a live and direct. I actually am asking you off the cuff, and I had no idea you'd be here, so don't think that's a setup.
It's like a magic trick. I feel
Yeah.
like I haven't met you. You haven't met me.
No, it's just the truth that people don't
Well, it is.
realize.
Look,
This thing is real, but there's a way to get around it. For every excuse or for every doubt anybody may have, we have solution because we've been around long enough. That's the crazy thing about when we get older. When we get older, we have, here it goes again, Kev. What did it call? We have experiences. And all of those experiences, absolutely.
all these
That's what
wrinkles.
we lean into.
And look, I want to again reiterate a couple things. There have been some good questions about the summit itself. Yes, there will be replays. This was important, and I actually checked with my team Monday specifically on this. I said we need to get out same day replays for people because we're covering a lot of time zones, and I get that some people either have jobs or it's the middle of the night for you. So we will have same day replays both days of the summit. So if you can't say make the first day live, you'll be able to catch up before the second day starts. It is going to be very interactive. Jody was saying every time she goes to a summit, it's all hype, and she gets there and it's I'm with you. I didn't, almost, what do you call it? Summit, workshop, pick one. To me, summit felt right because it's like summit is bringing people together. I want to hold you in my arms. Again, the reason we're paying $15,000 to hold this at this studio, and it's worth every penny to me so that I can see you in front of me. I'll be standing right here, and you'll be sitting right there. I will see you live on your camera. I want you to be ready to be on camera. I want to see you. We will work together.
Hilarious.
All of our coaches will be in the chat with you. We did one of these in the same studio in 2021, and I was blown away at how engaged everybody was. Because the other thing you may be thinking is, oh man, I don't want to sit online for 2 days. Believe me, it's going to fly by, and you're going to say, how did 2 days just go by? And we're going to get work done. This is not information. We're giving you the information right now. Now we're going to get more specific on what you need to know. And you're going to open that 111-day playbook on the first morning of the first day. And we're going to start filling it out together. It's going to be a fillable PDF format. Rob has designed his entire curriculum. Like he said, he is action man. If Rob was a superhero, he'd be action man. I'm the pep talk. He's the prep talk. This is why we're such a good team. Okay, I'm here to lift you and support you, connect you. Rob is the guy who was like, pull up a chair next to you and say, move over. Give me that keyboard. We're going to get this done right now. All right. So that's what it's going to be about. And that's why I need you for 2 days. That's why I made it as affordable as possible. I could have said, hey, let's limit it to 50 people and charge $5,000 a head. And I don't want 50. I want every single person who can be there. I'm asking you to give me your time. I'll forego whatever big profit I could have made for your time. Because the worst thing for me is for you to not know this and wander off into 2024 and then all of a sudden looking around going, what happened? Where'd everybody go? It's like the whole party moved on to another place and nobody ever told you that we're going there. And so if you care and if you're serious, because look, I have a community for 9 years of copywriters, and it drives me a little crazy when they all go, well, I've been doing this 4 years now, and I don't know. It's just not, I can't tell you why. The only reason it's not working is because you're not doing the simple things that you need to do to make it work. And number one of those things is specializing. I've been saying this all along. Because every time somebody comes to me and wants to pay a copywriter a bunch of money, guess what they're asking me for? Somebody who's really good at a certain thing. So all I want you to do is choose that certain thing and put your energy into getting really good at that, and don't worry about everything else for right now.
And even that, then we'll tell them, we'll share with them 2 more things. I'd say we're getting close to time, and people asked a couple questions specifically about the summit, but I'll give one guidance on that thing he just gave. So Kev just gave getting really good really fast. That's the other key. 2024, what we're doing in Copy Chief is our whole entire objective is to get you really good, really fast. If you're not playing around with things and you focus and you give us your abilities, and you just go all in on the things that we share with you all, then we can show you how you can get really good, really fast in these areas. But some questions came in here specifically about the summit. There were questions related to replays, and no, we have replays. And no, there's no upsell. There's not, oh no, if you're live, it's this cost. And if it's a replay, this cost. The answer is no. The price is the price. We want you to get the information. We would love for you to be there in person. But if you can't be there in person, get the replays. Watch it. Watch it over that weekend before you get to Monday. So your 111-day plan is accurate when you come into that Monday. So it's 2 days worth of the event, and it will be 2 days of replays. If you can't attend live, set aside time on that weekend to watch the replays so that you don't miss any of the days of moving forward with your 111-day plan, because that's so absolutely important. There was also questions about how the days set up, and just a quick overview is the first day, we're going to just absolutely, it's true, we're going to overwhelm you with information related to what you must do in 2024 in order to be one of the best. We're going to slow it down just a little bit on the second day, because we're going to make sure that you're able to absorb everything from day one. We're going to have a lot of Q&A. We're going to have options for you all that are on live. And that's what we said, please be on live with us, because we're going to be taking your questions. We're going to be giving you real-time feedback like we did here about the specific things that are on your mind. And we even have a whole section at the very end of it. If you can't make it to any other section or session, come to the end of the summit, do what you have to do, put a break, set a break at work, get off early, do something, but come to that session, because we are going to give you our time, and we're going to allow you to ask us questions about what does 2024 have? What are the things we did in 2023 to prepare for 2024? And what are we, specifically myself and Kevin and the top people, What are we doing so that our 2024 can be not a good year, but literally the best year that we've ever had?
That's it. And I want to make clear, and I put it on the sales page that'll go live Tuesday. There are no upsells. You can't pay me another dime more than $2.99 to join this event. You're not going to see 6 other screens telling you that it could be better if you. There's nothing. That's the price. It's one time, and that's it. Okay. If you want to do other stuff with us, you can ask, and we'll tell you about that during the event. But that is not what this event is. This is a summit. This is an emergency. Give me your attention, and I will absolutely make a difference in your life. That's what we're here to do. Okay. So thank you, Rob. Thank you, everybody. My battery's about to die, and we're at the hour. I think we've said it all. You guys know the links. Kevin at copychief.com is how you get hold of me. Rob at copychief.com is how you get hold of him. We don't hide. We are here for you. So thank you, everybody, very much. And I'll see you inside. Have a great Thanksgiving, too.